Hey, what's up, Daniel? This is Sean. Looking at some homework problems you sent me. These are nice and difficult, so good for you. Um, okay, I got number 13 to start here. What we can do is basically you always want to factor first whenever possible. So just looking at these first two terms here, these are pretty easily factorable. So just looking at this guy, um, what you want to do when you want to factor quadratic like that is to look for, can you think of two numbers that add to get the middle term? In this case, the middle term is 1 for the 1x, and multiply to get the c term, in this case negative 6. So we want to think of two numbers that add to 1 and multiply to negative 6, and the answer is 3 and negative 2. So this first set of parentheses can be factored like so, because 3 plus 2 is 1, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with the second set of parentheses here. What adds to 1 and multiplies to negative 2? And the answer is 2 and negative 1. And then we have this plus 3 hanging off the end there. Okay, so that's all factored. And then you can even, if you wanted to in the middle here, these two guys, you may recognize that as a difference of squares, kind of backwards. So those can be written x squared minus 4, the difference of squares. And then there's the x plus 3, the x minus 1. And this plus 3 has me a little nervous. As far as I know, that's as far as you can go with it. I think that's what they're going for in this one. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions with that. Next one you asked for, number 23. We have 3x squared plus 4mx plus m equals 0. Okay, and they're saying determine what values of m will give the given quadratic equation a repeated solution. And I think by repeated the solution, they mean one solution, just one solution. Okay, so the best way to do this, I think, is to look at the quadratic formula, which hopefully you know, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, when we look at this, we want to get just one solution. How is it that we get just one solution? Well, the answer is we get one solution when the square root equals 0, right? Because if that whole square root equals 0, we were just left with negative b over 2a, which is just one solution. When you get two solutions, it's because of that plus or minus. Okay, so the condition to get a repeat or the same solution twice is to have the square root, the fancy word for that is discriminant, equal to 0. Okay, and we don't really need the square root because if what's inside the square root is 0, then the square root of 0 is 0. So we can just do this. And what's b? b is the middle term, right? So in this case, b is 4m, so we know that. So we can plug that in. So we get 4m squared minus 4. A is 3. And c is m equals 0. Let's simplify this to get 16m squared minus 12m equals 0. And then we always want to factor whenever possible. So it looks like there's a 4m common to both terms.
One sec.
And that gives us 4m minus,
Still working.
excuse me, 4m minus 3 equals 0. Okay, and there's two solutions to this. Basically, we could make, if we make this m, we can see if we plug a 0 in there, then 4 times 0 is 0, and 0 times anything is 0, so that would be one solution. And then the other solution comes from setting this guy to 0. So right away, m equals 0 is a solution. Okay? And then for the second solution, we can set 4m minus 3 equal to 0, adding 3 to both sides. we have 4m equals 3, or m equals 4/3. So the two values of m that give a single solution are 0 and 4/3. Cool problem. Okay, and the last one was 26, I think. Which is a system of equations. Oops. Plus y squared equation 1, x squared plus y squared plus 4x minus 4y equals 1. Okay, what we have here is a system of equations, two equations and two unknowns, and we'd like to solve for x and y. In this particular case, I think I'm noticing that they both have that x squared plus y squared in it, and so I think the savviest thing to do here is to subtract the bottom equation from the top equation, and I'll show you why. Because if we do that, we get x squared minus x squared is 0, y squared minus y squared is 0. That's kind of the point. Those guys drop out. Negative 2x minus 4x is negative 6x. And then negative 2y minus 4y, so that's 2y plus 4y is 6 plus 6y. And then over on the other side, we have 7 minus 1 is 6. We can see that the 6's cancel. Okay, and there's one equation with an x and a y in it, okay? I'm actually going to simplify these top equations a little bit. I'm noticing there's some common terms here, so there's 2's common in this first one, so I'm going to pull out a minus 2 to leave a x minus y in parentheses. And on the second equation, there's a 4 common. And I'm noticing they both have that x minus y in it. So, and then looking at this guy, which I already have, that really is, well, that's y minus x, excuse me, but we can rearrange it. If I multiply both sides by negative 1, I get x minus y equals negative 1. Okay, so I'm noticing that x minus y is similar to what we have in these two equations here. Let's go with the top one, this guy, and combine the two. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 2 times x minus y, but coming over here, x minus y is in fact just negative 1 equals 7. Okay, now we have two equations with an x and a y in it, these two guys. And what I'm going to do is solve for x in the use substitution here. So taking this equation, I could say that x equals negative 1 plus y. And then I'm going to substitute that into the second equation over here. So we know that x is negative 1 plus y squared plus y squared equals 5. If we square out the first guy, we get y squared minus 2y plus 1 plus y squared equals 5. 2y squared minus 2y, if we pull the 5 over, we get minus 4 equals 0. That's convenient because the 2's, we can divide out the 2's. And then can we factor this? What adds to negative 1 and multiplies to negative 2? The answer is negative 2 and 1. Okay, and we can see that we get two solutions for y, which are y equals 2 and negative 1. Okay, and now to get our solutions for x, we're almost there. We have an equation for x here. And so to get you the two solutions for x, we can plug in each of the y solutions. So I'll start with the 2. So we have x equals negative 1 plus the first solution, or x equals 1. And then for the second solution, y is negative 1. We get x equals negative 1 plus y is equals -2. Okay, so we have our solution set. Pretty cool. Okay, and I hope that helps, Daniel. Let me know, give me your feedback on this. Let me know, shoot me an email if you have any questions, and if you still have questions, we can schedule a time on Monday to jump on a quick call and talk it through. All right, I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.